Welcome back to another video with Nancy. Thank you again for joining me today, Nancy.
Absolutely.
We are going to now start breaking down real conversations that happen in the dental office, and we're going to start with the phones. And one of the things that I've always taught is that most of the time when the patients call your practice, especially if they're new, they ask one of two questions. How much is something, or do you take my insurance? And usually that's because they're either worried about their finances. They might ask, do you have nights or weekends? That again is another finance question because they don't want to take time off of work. But they don't ask questions like, how much CE has your doctor gotten? Or, is there any lawsuits against your doctor? Which is really what they should be asking, but they really only know their pocketbook or and their work, right? Like their timings. Nancy, the first question out of someone's mouth, what does somebody say when they get a question, whatever that question may be?
Yeah. The first thing, the baseline that I always try to emphasize is to empathize with somebody. And so from an empathy perspective, so I'll just use you as if you were the patient. So if you said, how much does it cost? My response would be, Laura, that's a great question. A lot of our patients ask that question. So you're not alone. The reality is every single patient is different. Every diagnosis is different. And what I would really encourage you to do, let's just get you scheduled. I don't want you to worry about the financing. I want you to worry about money right now. I want to get you in, see doctor. He'll tell us what works. And then after that, you and I will get together and we'll talk about the options that are available for you to pay for it.
I love that. And so we talked about in the last video that we weren't fans of scripts, but we were fans of guardrails, guidelines, being able to help the team. And the one thing that I noticed in your voice was I could feel the empathy. I could feel like you were really putting yourself in my shoes with that. That's easier said than done when we're answering 6 phone calls at once and patients are in front of us and we're doing all the things. So, what do you recommend for people answering the phones like that to really put their focus on the patient? Because that question, how it's handled, is so important.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's one of the biggest challenges because like you said, you got 5 people on hold and not only that, what did that person just say to me because I'm putting them on hold trying to get the phone answered. So the first thing I would say is when I'm answering the phone is, "Laura, hold on for me. I really want to talk to you. I've got a few phone calls, but I'll be right back. Just hold on for a minute, okay? This is really important." What I try to emphasize to them is that they are my most important. From they're the most important person that's called me all day. And I genuinely feel that way because I genuinely care about the patient. And these people end up being people that you see in your community. So you see him at the grocery store. You see him at a baseball game, a kid's game. You see him at church. I mean, right? So we need to really emphasize that level of importance. Now, sometimes if somebody's, they're busy, what I'll do is I'll say, let me take your number. I will be back in touch with you ASAP. Because if they're busy and they say, I can't, can you hold? I usually ask them, can you hold for a few minutes? If they say that they can't, I'll say, let me call you back. I'm going to call you back. I promise you, I'm going to call you back today. And I write the phone number down and I repeat it back to them.
So this is good transition into why I'm even here with like Mango Voice and what you're talking about. So I teach the same thing, right? Like I'm not a huge fan of putting a patient on hold unless you know you can get to it because Lord knows how long they sit on hold, right? But if they want to be on hold or they want us to call them back, then amazing, do that. But you mentioned like writing the phone number down or calling them back. A couple things with Mango Voice that I love, and you and I haven't even talked about this, is one, Mango Voice transcribes and summarizes the entire call. Isn't that so? The thing is how many times have you written a phone number down wrong? Or you put it on a sticky note, or you're trying to remember who was that patient. Like it's all in the summary of the phone call.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. I mean, it really does eliminate the human error and to be able to get back to the patient. I mean, you mitigate so many issues and you can get there faster. I mean,
And the
time.
other thing that I love about this, and as I talk to more office managers about it too, is that if I know that the call is being transcribed and summarized and everything's going there, I don't have to sit and try to jot it all down. Like I can have the conversation and be focused on like, hey, Nancy, great to hear from you. I know that this is super important. I've got a patient standing in front of me. Can I call you back? And I'm not worried about writing it all down because I know it's going to go into the PMS, into the notes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great. That's fantastic. Again, and then you can just respond to the patient even that much faster.
exactly. Yep. And then
Adding
this
the technology element is the technology element that we can add in is phenomenal in tandem with the human touch. Because AI is never gonna replace that, thank God,
yeah.
but we need it to be able to do this and do this stuff right,
Yep.
and be more efficient and more effective.
Yep, which leads me to the second one, not to but, like, I'm so excited to tell you because this is what we both have been doing for so many years, is the second one is the AI agent, the overflow calls. So many times we do you said we're answering 4 or 5 calls at a time, and we have a patient in front of us. To know that you've got AI who can handle the call and take the message for you or get the information. Let's say a patient wants to update their insurance or something. AI can do that for you. It's like cloning yourself so that you don't have to answer 5 phone calls at once.
And then you can zero in on the patient that you're talking to, because the one thing that I personally love about that is when you know that that patient is being taken care of. If you're in the practice, you're not stressing going, "Oh my gosh, that patient's not being taken care of," but I can zero in on the person that I'm talking to. So again, I can really focus on their needs and their care.
Exactly, which is what the human part of things is, which is the patient-facing human side of things. Yeah. Alright, so any other things on this short video on when somebody calls, your tip is to acknowledge and frame the value for them? The one thing I heard you say that I really liked was, "We have lots of patients who have that question." We have so you're making them feel heard and normalized? I don't know if that's the right word, but, like,
Yeah,
they're
you
not
just make
alone.
them feel like they're not alone, especially in today's market, Laura, where a lot of people are really mindful of money. The statistic right now is 4 out of 10 Americans. 4 out of 10 Americans can afford $1,000 unexpected purchase. So they're really concerned, right? They're concerned about this money thing, and we have to address it right
Yep.
away.
Great. So on the next video, that's where we'll go. We'll start talking
Awesome.
about how do we handle those questions. So thank you. This was awesome.